Right outside the Japanese Prime Minister's office in Tokyo, where the Quad Summit has just concluded and the bilaterals have also concluded, you can see these protesters who've gathered over here bearing these placards which basically say, as you can see, Quad requested action to the Quad Summit. They want the Quad to act against China, become the breakwater of the China's expansionism. They're protesting China's expansionism. Realize the free and open Indo-Pacific is what they stand for. They have their various causes, but the concern area is one, China. What are you protesting over here, sir?
South Mongolia.
You're from South Mongolia. Okay. What about the protest placard that you're holding? What do you want to say about China?
We protest for the I'm keeping a support and request to Quad
to sanction China. To sanction China. That is their request as well. Become the breakwater of China's expansionism. So what are you protesting here today?
Yes, I also ask sanctions to China.
Okay, so you're Japanese, but you're supporting their cause.
Yes, I'm Japanese. Yes.
Ma'am, you say do not allow Chinese hegemony. That is what. Where are you from and what are you protesting?
I'm from East Turkestan.
Okay.
China is that country. China genociding Uyghur people.
Okay.
3 million, 5 million Uyghur people, China genociding.
And you want the Quad to act against China because of the genocide of the Uyghur people.
Yes.
Okay. So that is your that is the demand that you make from the Quad Summit and its leaders. As you can see over here, this gentleman also, in fact, is a Uyghur. He's also holding up a poster. Can you tell us, ma'am, what's on his poster?
She's a 3 years old, very young Uyghur woman.
Okay.
China
kidnapping you. Oh, okay. So China has killed her, and he is a Uyghur as well.
In Tokyo.
Uyghur man family genociding your his family. Genociding my family, genociding his family.
Okay, so that is the protest that they're making over here. They're saying these people of Uyghurs, basically they're saying that China has abducted their family, China has kidnapped their family members, China is killing their family members, and they want the Quad Summit and its leaders to sanction China, to not allow Chinese hegemony to break away, in fact to ensure that China's expansionist policy, where it is expanding its wings across the Indo-Pacific in its aggression, is stopped immediately. And that is the request that they make of the Quad Summit. With Shweta Singh, Poulomi, Saha in Tokyo for India Today.
So there is a protocol that the Quad can kick into action in case any one of the member states actually, comes under aggression. Remember, two of the big states that are part of Quad, that is Japan and India, already face territorial aggressions by China in the Senkaku Islands and on the borders of Ladakh. So the natural question is, what use is the Quad? What is the Quad going to do if members of the Quad come under aggression of this kind? And that's a question I want to take to Gaurav and Poulomi while we play out for you the many scenarios of our understanding of how the Quad will actually play a role. Gaurav, the Quad is not a security alliance. The member states have, made it a point to emphasize it is not a NATO-like alliance which mandates one country coming to the aid of another, member country. So, to your understanding and appreciation then, Gaurav, isn't it true that the Quad's way of checking China is more preemptive rather than reactive?
Shiv, you've actually hit the nail on its head. You're absolutely right. It's more to do with economic cooperation. It's a lot to do with intelligence sharing and real-time intelligence sharing. And that is where Quad will play a very important role. Economic cooperation between these four countries, it's a long-term impact, resilient supply chains, and that is where it will truly hurt China. But it's not like the North Atlantic Treaty Organization member countries. An attack on one is seen as an attack on the entire NATO forces, and all will act together against the aggressor. It's not like that. We've seen the example of Chinese aggression and transgressions along the line of actual control. While the Americans provided intelligence, but it was India that had to take all action on our own. Point one. Point two. This cooperation is huge in the maritime domain. It's in the Indian Ocean region where these four powerful navies and countries and democracies can play a very critical role in checkmating China. And that is where action against black shipping, and this is where, Quad has traveled some distance.
Yes.
Anti-submarine warfare, anti-ship warfare, hunting Chinese submarines in the Indian Ocean region, checking black shipping, where China plays a very critical role. All of this is where these countries play a crucial role, and also, Shiv, resilient supply chains, shifting them out of China more into India with Japanese capital, American technology, and a lot more coming together.
Absolutely. So a lot of economic preemptive actions by the Quad can actually keep China from, constantly invoking its expansionist tendencies. Poulomi, you've been in Tokyo for the last few days. You've gotten a sense of the, political mood there as well. Japan is an old ally of the United States. There are American military assets that are based in many parts of Japan. How much faith is Japan itself putting into the Quad as a kind of military response measure to the increasing aggressions of China? And Japan knows these aggressions all too well, Poulomi.
Oh, absolutely, Shiv. Japan knows all these military aggressions all too well, and it is hoping that, of course, this is not a military grouping as such. The Quad's mandate is not such. But, of course, it is hoping that as Quad moves forward in its initiatives and the goals that it had set, given the fact that, the Quad, in fact, has really gotten into action post-2017, and especially in the COVID era, really in terms of vaccine cooperation, that's when things started coming to fruition with the top leadership of the heads of states of these four countries actually coming on board. Up until then, it was just the foreign ministers, who were meeting. But then, of course, now it has become much more important, and Japan is hoping that as the others also are, in fact, victims, if you might say, of China's expansionist policies and its aggressive and belligerent nature, there will be some stricter measures that are taken in order to send out a very clear message to China, as has been done in today's joint statement, which is a very important and a significant one, where it categorically states that the Quad
Poulomi, thanks very much. We're going to let you go for the moment.